in the restricted basement of the Royal Archive. Sora slid a lockpick into the sealed cabinet marked Origin Project. The lock clicked, and the echo felt loud enough to wake the dead. Satisfied that no one was near, he broke the heavy wax seal with a sharp twist. He pulled out a page and immediately regretted it. The diagram showed a human body surgically reshaped into a titan.
This can't be real. This is monstrous. It's a nightmare.
He forced himself to read the cramped handwriting below, though his stomach turned. Experimental procedure. Bone elongation via surgical grafting and chemical infusion. Subject pain nullified.
They're doing this to people. Real people. I can't pretend I didn't see this.
He folded the page with trembling fingers and tucked it into his vest. Then he slipped out into the dark, the stolen page burning against his chest. Later, in his freezing attic room, Sora laid the stolen page beside his meager supper, a loaf of stale bread.
This job was supposed to keep me from starving, but I can't eat. I can't sleep. I have to know more.
The diagram haunted him. He resolved to steal more pages and piece together the whole truth. The next morning, he cut a blank sheet to exact size, hands steady despite his racing heart. When the basement emptied for lunch, he slid the blank into the file and extracted a second page. He tucked the stolen page into his boot and returned to dusting shelves, heart hammering. That night, by candlelight, he copied every word onto a fresh sheet, fingers cramping. Then he marked a new hideout on his hand-drawn map, a hollow brick in the eastern city wall.
1 page down. I'll copy every last one until the kingdom sees what they've done.
Thus began a slow, silent war fought with paper and ink. The orphan against the crown. 2 days later, Sora slid a third page free and replaced it with a fresh blank. Working faster now, the click of heels on stone froze his blood. Someone was coming down the corridor.
Archivist Yuna paused near the shelves, speaking to an unseen colleague. Did you see the notice? The sealed section audit starts next week. Head archivist Torval thinks someone's been poking around the restricted cabinets. They'll double the patrols. Sora held his breath.
They're already suspicious. If I'm caught now, I am dead, or worse, sent to that compound.
He stayed frozen until Yuna's footsteps receded, then slipped out through a side passage, the stolen page burning in his pocket. That night in his attic, by weak candlelight, he unfolded the page. It detailed the conversion compound location.
Compound Violet. The Royal Conversion Facility. It's real. It's all real. They're watching closer now, but I can't stop. If I stop, those names just become more titans.
He copied every line with a trembling hand, then hid the original beneath a loose floorboard, its secrets heavier than stone. Over the following weeks, Sora perfected his routine. He hid pages in a hollow brick, a sewer grate, and beneath floorboards across the city. Each night, he read by lantern, piecing together a nightmare. The pages spoke of subjects and conversion protocols.
They're harvesting people. The compound isn't just a prison, it's a factory.
Then he found a page with a list of names. Some were crossed out. Others had dates and locations.
These aren't soldiers. They're just people. Orphans, dissidents, the forgotten. Every name is a person taken. Changed. How many more are waiting in those files?
He mapped each hideout meticulously. Every stolen page a brick in the wall of evidence he was building.
I need more. I need to know who's behind this, who signed the orders.
The archive was watching, but so was he, and his hunger for truth was sharper than any blade. A new page waited in the basement, and tonight he would find it. That night, Sora slipped back into the basement. The new page was thicker, a roster of recruitment sites. His blood went cold when he read the third entry. Saint Ilara's home for orphans, his old orphanage.
They took children from here, from my home. Faces I grew up with, gone, turned into weapons.
Memories of the orphanage rushed back, cold mornings, thin soup, the matron who would sell anything for coin.
Were they sold? Kidnapped? How many of my friends are still alive? If you can call it that?
The next morning, Sora saw head archivist Torval in the corridor, his smug face a mask of bureaucratic order.
You know, you've known all along, and you just file their names like overdue books.
His fists clenched, and for a heartbeat he almost charged forward. But he forced himself to turn away.
Not yet. One move and I lose everything. I need proof. Pristine, undeniable proof.
He slipped the recruitment roster into his vest and vanished into the stacks, a silent promise burning in his chest, driven by fury and grief. Sora slipped into the record room where older files were stored. He rifled through dusty crates, searching for anything labeled recruitment or transfer. A thick folder surfaced, marked with the Origin Project seal. Inside were transfer orders for dozens of orphans.
They weren't just taking names. They were shipping children in bulk to that compound.
Then the door creaked. Archivist Leo stepped in, muttering to himself,
Auditing the restricted section. What a waste of time. Everyone knows the Origin Project is above our pay grade.
Above their pay grade. He knows it's monstrous, but he's too scared to act.
Leo idly flipped through a record book, then shrugged and left, locking the door behind him. Sora waited until the footsteps faded, then picked the lock and crept out, folder in hand. He now had proof of systematic abduction, but the deeper he dug, the more the archive itself felt like a tomb. The following afternoon, Sora dusted the grand reading room, the weight of his hidden folder, making every movement feel like a confession. The door opened, and an elderly woman in violet gold robes entered. Princess May, the archive's royal patron.
You are the new janitor. Do you find the basement work unsettling?
She's testing me. Does she already know what I found?
He forced a neutral tone, hands gripping the dust cloth until his knuckles whitened.
It's just dusty. Your Highness, nothing down there but old records.
Old records have teeth. Some doors are locked for a reason. Be careful you don't get bitten.
She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. And then she swept out of the room as silently as she'd entered.
She warned me. Not to turn me in, to protect me. Or to scare me off. Which one?
He stared at the empty doorway, her words carving a new question into his already fractured resolve. That night, Sora returned to the basement. His lockpick trembled against a deeper vault, one sealed with a royal crest. The lock surrendered with a snap. Inside lay files older than the kingdom's lies, edges yellow and brittle. A hand gripped his shoulder. He spun, ready to fight. But it was Princess May, her face unreadable.
Quiet. The patrol is early tonight. If they find you here, it's not just your neck.
She pulled him into a hidden alcove behind a shelf. Torchlight and heavy boots passed inches away. Once silence returned, May released him. Her voice was a whisper, but it cut sharper than any blade.
You found the Origin Project, didn't you? I've been trying to break into those files for years.
She's been trying too. This changes everything. But can I really trust her?
We don't have time for doubt. Take this key. It leads to a sub-basement where the oldest orders are kept.
The key was cold in his palm, a promise forged in rust and desperation. An alliance, but not yet trust. 3 nights later, in the archive's deepest corridor, Sora turned May's key in a door that hadn't been opened in decades. The iron portal swung inward, revealing a stairwell thick with cobwebs and the smell of dry rot.
I last came here 40 years ago, looking for my brother. I never found him.
Her brother? She lost someone to this nightmare too. That's why she's risking everything.
May lit a lantern and led him through stacks of moldering crates, her voice dropping to a whisper.
His name was Kale. He wrote pamphlets against the crown. Then his file ended up here with a single stamp, Origin Project.
My orphanage was on the list. Children I grew up with, gone. I have proof of shipments.
Their eyes met, and in that moment, the weight of a kingdom's sin settled on both of them.
We're not just allies. We're the only ones who will remember these names.
They sorted through rotting decrees as the first gray light of dawn crept under the door, and still they found no end. Under a rotting tarp, they uncovered a crate stamped with the Origin Project seal. Inside were photographs, dozens of them, showing conversion chambers, surgical instruments, and subjects mid-procedure.
These aren't diagrams. These are real people, strapped to tables, their bones stretching.
One photograph made him freeze. A child with familiar eyes, mid-transformation, strapped to a steel gurney.
Leon. She vanished when we were 10. They turned her into this. She must have been so terrified.
His legs buckled. He slid down the crate, clutching the photo to his chest as sobs tore free.
I know, dear boy, I know, but this is proof. She didn't vanish into silence. Now the world will hear her name.
May knelt, her hand steady on his shoulder, her own eyes rimmed with decades of unshed tears.
We leak it all, every page, every photo. On the same night, across every gate, the kingdom will choke on its lies.
They gathered the photographs, like a reliquary of the damned, and in that suffocating dark, they swore a pact of fire. Days later, May used her royal seal to enter a sealed reading room. She emerged pale, clutching a leather-bound file. In the sub-basement, they huddled over a single lantern. She unfolded a decree bearing the king's own handwriting. The decree read, "By royal authority, all undesignated subjects shall undergo conversion for the Titan army. Signed, King Aldrich IV."
The king himself, not a rogue official. The crown authorized this atrocity. Every Titan was once a subject.
My own blood signed it. For 2 centuries, the royal family has been feeding dissidents to the project.
The file slipped from Sora's hand. The conspiracy was not a hidden operation. It was the law of the land.
We're not just leaking secrets. We're committing treason against the throne. They'll execute us without trial.
Then we find a printer who hates the crown as much as we do. Someone who can print thousands of copies.
I know a place, Garrick's Press. He used to print pamphlets against the Titan raids. He's paranoid, but he'll listen.
With the king's own words burning in their pockets, they climbed out of the tomb-like basement and into a city deaf to its sins. That night, Sora led May through a maze of alleys to a basement door, thick with grease and the smell of ink.
You again, and you brought a princess this time. What trouble are you dragging me into?
The kind that stops Titan raids at the source. We have proof. The kingdom is manufacturing them from its own people.
Sora laid out the photographs and the decree on Garrick's ink-stained table.
The king signed this himself? I'd hang for just seeing this. My whole shop would burn. I'm not a fighter. I just print angry words. This is evidence of atrocity. You're asking me to commit treason.
They took children from my orphanage. I watched a friend's face in those photographs. If we don't print this, who will?
Garrick stared at the cluttered press, then at the decree. His hands, black with ink, moved over the typesetting frame.
One condition. Every copy hits the streets at the same hour, dawn at every gate. If the crown can't stop the flood, they can't bury the truth.
Thus, the pact was sealed in printer's ink. They had an ally, a plan, and a target. The throne itself. Commander Hale's patrol seized a printer's boy in the alley, his coat stuffed with flyers. In a cell, Hale broke his fingers one at a time, asking for names. The boy whimpered, princess and orphan, before Hale cut his throat.
Garrick's voice cracked. Hale killed him. He knew about the princess. Someone among us betrayed us.
Sora's blood ran cold. There's a traitor. We can't wait. We leak tonight.
May gripped his arm. Number half the pages aren't printed. We'll be caught before we finish.
Garrick slammed the table, 3 days. I'll run the press until the gears melt. Then we run.
In the safe house, they marked the date on the map. The third dawn from now.
Sora stared at the rain-slicked rooftops. One of these hideouts would betray them.
They had 3 days to print the truth, find the informant, and escape the crown's noose. 2 days before the planned leak, Sora crept into the main vault for the final locked file, the complete victim list. A cold voice froze him mid-pick. I knew the thief would return. Torvald stepped from the shadows, guards at his flanks, before Sora could move. Iron hands clamped his arms and wrenched the lockpick away. The file slipped from his grasp.
Half the Origin Project pages have been replaced with blanks. You will tell me where they are, boy.
They dragged Sora to a detention room and cuffed him to an iron ring. Torvald circled like a vulture.
You are an orphan with no friends, no family. No one will miss you. Speak, and I might let you crawl back to the streets.
He has no idea about May or Garrick. If I stay silent, the leak still happens. My silence is my only weapon.
Sora stared at the wall, lips pressed into a thin line, and said nothing.
Torvald's face darkened. Then rot here until the executioner's cart arrives. The truth dies with you.
The iron doors slammed shut, leaving Sora alone in the dark, with the echo of chains and the weight of his oath. In the deep of night, Princess May pressed a hidden lever behind a shelf in the archive's oldest wing. A stone panel shifted, revealing a narrow passage that smelled of damp earth and old guilt. She navigated by touch, lantern sealed, until her fingers found the cold bars of Sora's detention room. Through the bars, she slid a thin file and whispered his name. Sora sat up, disbelieving.
Hurry, I know a way out, but it closes in an hour. We'll never get another chance.
Sora filed through his shackles until his wrists bled, then followed May into the swallowing dark. They crawled through a drainage grate into a rain-soaked alley in the slums. Both gasped like drowning survivors. May pulled him to his feet and, without a word, wrapped her arms around him.
We are fugitives now, no titles, no home. But I would burn my crown 10 times over before leaving you in that cell.
Behind them, the archive bells tolled an alarm. Ahead, less than 2 days remained to shatter a kingdom in a cramped safe house attic. Sora spread the stolen pages across a rickety table. As rain hammered the roof, he aligned the final pieces: the decree, the photographs, the list of names. The last page from the vault was still damp.
He read aloud, voice unsteady. The Titan army is composed of political prisoners and orphans, chemically and surgically converted at Compound Violet. Every Titan we've feared was once someone's child, someone's brother, and we let it happen for 2 centuries.
May's hand trembled as she touched the page, tears cutting through the dust on her cheeks.
My family wrote this. They took Kale, they took your friends, and called it defense.
Tonight we force them to read it. Even if the guards break down the door, I'll carry the pages myself.
He reached across the table and took her hand, their fingers ink-stained and trembling.
I've waited 40 years for someone brave enough to try. I'll follow you through fire and ruin.
The files lay before them like a testament of the damned. By sunrise, the kingdom would know. They slipped from the safe house into a night thick with fog. May clutched a satchel of master copies against her chest.
I'll take the western presses. You head east. We meet at dawn under the old bridge. Or not at all.
Sora nodded, unable to speak. He watched her silhouette vanish into the fog, a prayer tangled in his throat. Minutes later, a squad of Hale's soldiers burst from a side street and encircled May. She drew herself tall.
Princess May, carrying seditious documents. The king will be most interested in your retirement.
From a rooftop, Sora saw the torches close in. His hand flew to the bundle of flyers under his coat.
I can't let them take her. But if I go down there, The leak dies with us.
Then May looked up, found his eyes through the fog, and mouthed a single word. Go. Sora choked back a sob, turned and sprinted across the wet tiles, guilt tearing at his ribs. Behind him, the soldiers dragged her away. Ahead, 1,000 copies still waited to be born. Sora stumbled into Garrick's workshop, the roar of the press swallowing his ragged breath.
Garrick killed the press. The sudden silence was a judgment. Where is she? Where is Princess May? Sora, what happened?
Hail. He took her. She told me to run.
Garrick's jaw tightened. Without a word, he fed the master copies to the hungry press.
2 hours till dawn. Every copy counts. He shoved a thick stack into Sora's hands.
All through the sleeping city, their network moved like ghosts, flyers blooming on every surface. At the eastern gate, a gloved hand dropped a bundle. It landed with a soft thud that promised an earthquake. Dawn. A woman selling bread read the words and fainted. Around her, the crowd condensed, faces turning from confusion to horror. By mid-morning, the city was a maelstrom of fury. In the basement, Sora sent another stack into the world, the press's rhythm his only comfort as the bells of alarm tolled overhead. Slipping through back streets, Sora kept to shadows. Hale's patrols were everywhere, and his own wanted poster was tacked to every wall. He pressed himself against a wall as a patrol marched past, then caught the shouts of a crowd.
They're storming the palace. A riot at the gates.
Through the chaos, he heard a woman scream that the old princess was alive, thrown in the palace dungeon.
May, she's still alive. If I don't go back now, she dies, waiting for a rescue that will never come.
He glanced at the last bundle of flyers in his hand, then shoved them into a woman's arms, spread them. He ducked through a broken gate and into the palace grounds where smoke and screams masked his footsteps.
The dungeons are below the main hall. I know the layout from the old maps. Just keep moving.
A guard raised a pike, but a rioter's stone felled him before he could shout. The mob was inside. Sora plunged deeper into the palace, every stone step bearing him toward the one person who had refused to abandon him. At the end of a stone corridor, he found her, fingers gripping the bars of a cell. A lockpick made quick work of the door. He pulled her into a fierce embrace, her breath warm against his neck.
A slow clap echoed. Hale stepped from the shadows, reunited only to die together. How poetic.
But before he could draw steel, the mob crashed through the corridor, a wave of vengeance that swallowed the guards.
Hale roared, "Kill them all," but the mob was deaf to orders, dragging him into the thrashing dark.
Sora caught May's wrist and fled toward the lower drains, the exit he had marked from the old maps. They crawled through a sewer grate into the cold edge of the forest, gasping as dawn broke over the treetops. They ran until their legs failed, collapsing in a meadow where the grass was wet and the city was a distant smudge of smoke.
We're alive, Sora whispered, disbelieving. He looked at May, tears cutting channels in the grime on her face.
She squeezed his hand as the sun climbed. They had lit the fuse. The world would never be the same, and neither would they. Years passed. In a quiet village at the edge of Scout territory, a small library became their sanctuary. Sora sat by the window each morning, writing the true history in a thick leather ledger.
Every name I add still hurts. Leon, Kale, the others. But now the world knows they were not forgotten.
May, still in a simple gray dress, moved through the shelves with the same quiet grace she had always possessed. On a low shelf rested a plain-covered book titled The True History of the Titan Army, Their Life's Work. One afternoon, a village girl pulled it from the shelf and began to read, mouthing the names with curious reverence. Sora watched from his desk. May placed a hand on his shoulder. Neither spoke. On the library wall, their shadows stretched long and still. Two archivists no longer hunted, bound by ink and consequence. The kingdom had convulsed and changed. They had not. They still believed truth could mend what power had broken. Sora dipped his quill and touched the final name to the ledger. The page was full, but the story would never be over. One evening, they climbed the hill beyond the village, the sunset spilling gold over the scarred land. Sora raised his hand and pointed. In the distant valley, a titan stood, not charging, simply still. May nodded, her eyes tracing the massive silhouette. Her heart did not seize as it once would. This titan was free, no longer a weapon. It gazed at the horizon, a victim slowly returning to itself. Sora's lips curved into the faintest smile. It didn't taste of ash.
They can heal, even them.
The titan's shadow stretched as the sun dipped, a silent testament to the truth they had unleashed. They stood until colors bled into night, two small figures on a hill that had once seemed insurmountable. The world was not the same, not yet whole, but no longer blind. The war they had fought with paper and ink had grown legs, and the world was walking toward a different dawn.